Ghee, road dust, another man's tobacco. Then, a word behind you that has nothing to do with the road and your hands close on a man's ankles. You are 17. You have walked 4 days with this merchant. He shared his food at every fire and called you brother. Take the last one, brother. I have eaten more than my share. The sweetness is still on your tongue. Your arms lock and shake, but letting go was never one of the choices you were offered. 24 years from here, in a room that smells of ink, a company officer will ask you for one name. You will already know whose. There is a ladder under you. Nobody in your camp says its rungs out loud, so these are my words, not theirs, assembled from what other men's records kept of lives like yours. Waterboy, watcher, hands, friend, cord, leader, witness. Which rung would have been the last one you could live with? Decide now and put it in the comments before you learn what each one costs. Now go back 8 years to the boy who was taught that kindness is a tool. You are 9 and the work is water. You carry it from the well to men who disappear for months at a stretch. Nobody explains the arrangement. You are fed by it. That is the argument. The man you call uncle squats in front of you at the end of the day and wipes your face with the cloth he keeps knotted at his waist. It smells of him. Smoke, sweat, grain dust. Wipe your face. A clean boy is invisible. You ask him where the men go when they go. He tells you to fetch more water. That is the answer, and you take it. And you are given a place by the fire that the other boys do not get. When the men come back, they unpack by lamplight. Brass, cloth, a bag of coin, a pair of shoes that fit nobody in this camp. Every object in that pile was chosen by somebody for himself, in a market somewhere, on a good day. That is the first thing you notice about the work. It is also the first thing you teach yourself not to notice again. You are 12 when you start watching instead of carrying. Nobody gives you a title for it. You sit near a well and count because counting is what you are good at. The size of a party, the servants, the escorts. This is your habit, not a rule anyone teaches you. Walk behind him, not beside him. A man watches whoever is at his shoulder. You have a cloth of your own now knotted at your waist with grain in it. Nobody handed it to you. You simply have one. Then you are 14, and it is 1809 and a name comes down the road from somewhere north. Itahua. Nobody repeating it has been there. Bodies came out of a well there, and the men held for it were let go again for want of evidence. The name lasts into 1811. The uncle goes on eating. Nobody sits you down and tells you what the men here do either. The understanding arrives one evening, whole, like a debt you did not sign. Later there will be officers who insist that lives like yours run in the blood, father to son, a trade inherited like a field. By then you will not be able to tell how much of your own childhood you have learned to remember their way. And you learn something you will not use until you are old, in a room with a clerk in it. If a road can be counted, so can the men who walk it. You are 17, and the road brings you back to the merchant with the sweetmeats. He has a son. He mentions the son the way tired men do, complaining, unable to keep the pride out of it. The boy is careless with money. The boy will ruin him. The boy is worth it. 4 days of that. 4 days of fire and road and food handed across without being asked for. You like him. That is not a complication. That is the method. Then the word behind him and the hands. Hold his feet and keep your eyes on the road. You keep your eyes on the road. It takes less time than anything that important should take. Then the weight in your hands changes and there is nothing to hold. You want to be sick, but there is a shovel in your hands before your body has finished deciding. You dig into a bank off the road where the earth turns easy. Afterwards, there is only the smell of opened dirt, which is the smell of any field at planting. You will never smell it as only that again. The uncle puts a hand on the back of your neck and tells you that you did well. That is the worst part. Not the road, not the shovel. The praise and the fact that it works, that something in you straightens up and wants more of it. You are 21, and you have been promoted out of the killing, not away from it, ahead of it. Somebody noticed that your gift is not in your grip but in your face. Strangers hand you their history within an hour. A man walking alone will change his route to keep your company one more day. So you are the one sent out first. You fall in with parties at fairs and river crossings going the same way, by happy accident. You sit up with a man whose child is sick at home and you listen properly, because listening badly does not work. You have as long as the road gives you to make him like you, and that is all the work there is. He is right, and that is the cruelest fact of your life. 4 days is your own private measure of it, never anybody's rule. The friendship is not a mask over the crime. The friendship is the crime, performed sincerely, because sincerity is the only version that survives days of close observation. Some parties break up before anything happens. Wrong season, wrong escort, wrong numbers. You walk back to camp having spent 5 days as a good man, with a name in your mouth you liked saying. If you are still on this road with me, you already know how it works. A like puts this life in front of the next person, and a subscribe keeps the road going. Now, back to the dust. You are 25 when they give you the cord, not a ceremonial thing. There is no consecrated silk here, whatever the books written about you will say later. It is ordinary cloth, a knot worked into one end for the hand to hold, handed over at a fire the way any tool is handed over. The ranks are still my word for this, not theirs. Nobody says the word promotion. Nobody has to. The cord is not a gift. It is a debt with your name on it. Congratulations. You are somebody. Your chest goes hot and you keep your face flat, because men who look pleased get remembered. It takes about 4 heartbeats for that to become the most dangerous fact in your life. Every man at that fire has now watched you take it. Every one of them can describe you in a single sentence to anybody who ever wants one. Until tonight, these men were the reason you were safe on any road in the province. From tonight, these men are a list. You are on it, and so is every face you are looking at. You are 31, and you choose. A small band, and your judgment runs it. You decide which travelers get days of your company, which means you decide, in the flattest way imaginable, who arrives. Too many servants, too well escorted, too poor to be worth the walking. My master says we should go on alone from here. You let them go, and you tell yourself nothing about mercy because it was arithmetic. A family passes you on the road one morning. You want to tell them to turn back, but a leader who saves strangers does not stay a leader long, and the whole band eats out of your judgment. You wipe the child's face with the cloth at your waist and you wave them on. Both of those things are true at once, and you have stopped feeling the seam between them. The roads start behaving differently after that. Parties thinner, village fires where you once stopped burn without you. Move on, there is no room at this fire. You are 35 and it is 1830, and the trouble now has an office. At Jabalpur, an officer is appointed to prosecute exactly what you are. District by district efforts are being pulled into one campaign. Men you have known for years go out and do not come back, and no news comes back either. English will keep one word for men like you. This moment does not tell you when they first adopted it. There is another word. Fancigar, strangler, from fancy, noose. That one is honest about the size of the thing. What they believe they have uncovered is larger, a brotherhood. Old, secret, spread across the whole country, killing for a goddess in her destroying aspect. Not a dozen men and a season and a length of cloth. One Englishman had written the method down before you were born. Men who fall in with travelers, share their sweetmeats, pay small attentions, and wait. The brotherhood is the new part. It is what one man believed he saw, and other men then wrote down, and the writing is now the true thing, and you are only the evidence. The uncle is old. He walks slower than the carts, and he will not leave the road, because a man who has done this all his life believes the road is the safe place. The most sensible thing you could do for yourself, from this year onward, is be somewhere he is not. You are 37 when the sepoys take you, face down in wet dirt, which is not dignified and is not meant to be. Get down and keep your hands where the officer can see them. They cut the cloth from your waist and put it in a bag with other men's things, and that is the last you ever see of it. Your wrists burn under the irons, but rubbing them looks like guilt, so you leave your hands exactly where they were put. Then, an officer explains the market. Hanging exists. Transportation across the sea exists. And there is a third thing, which he offers as though it were the weather. You may hang, or you may be useful. Both are available today. Useful means an approver, a man who talks. The company has decided you have value, which is the first time in years anyone has said so, and the price is every face you have eaten beside since you were 9 years old. The arithmetic is elegant, and it is handed to you as mercy. One of you purchased with the others. You are 41, and the room has ink in it, and paper, and a clerk who writes slowly. The officer across the table is new to this district with a better chair. Say the names slowly because I have to spell them. You learn quickly because you have always learned people quickly. You learn the shape of answer that buys another year. They do not want a season, a road, and hungry men. They want a system, ranks, rules. A vocabulary they say is yours, and you sit there and help. Then the law changes in this same year of 1836, and belonging becomes enough. The law no longer asks whether you killed, only whether you belonged. Being known to be connected to such a gang is now enough. Life, with hard labor. No particular crime required. Tell them I never held a rope in my life. And then they ask for the uncle. You say his name. You say it clearly, because a mumbled name has to be repeated, and repeating it would be worse. The pen does not move. And you understand too late that the name was on that sheet before you were brought into the room. He never needed you to supply it. He needed to know whether the brotherhood in his papers would break the moment somebody put a price on it. And now he knows. And he has his page either way. Your eyes sting. But weeping is a privilege that was not issued to approvers. England takes a few more years to make men like you famous. By 1839, armed gang robbery and men like you are handled through one office. In 1843, an illustrated London paper engraves a captured leader of your trade for its readers, the upper part of his face painted white, in the paper's own words, after the usual fashion of the country with commercial travelers. Nobody buying it has to ask who decided what was usual about you. You are romantic now. You are 50 and you were not hanged. You were kept, housed, worked, counted, walled, useful. There is a school at Jubbulpore for men like you and their children. Your son is there learning a trade, and the purpose of that trade is that it is not yours. The boy learns a trade here, and he will not learn yours. He will grow up not knowing the road. That is the one clean thing anyone got out of your whole life, and you did not choose it. It was decided for you by the same office that priced your friends. Long after you, an Englishman will write that all of it was warranted by the enormity of the crime, and will rank the breaking of you somewhere above the conquest of provinces. The word they took off your roads stays in their language after every man who taught you the work is gone. You own one cloth now, you keep it folded, and you never untie it. And the first thing anyone ever taught you was how to be kind to a stranger for 4 days. It is still the only thing anybody wants from you. They just call it something else now, and they file it.